Now, boron supplementation, it's one of the most efficient, one of the quickest ways to increase your free testosterone, to decrease your estradiol. What is estradiol? That's the most powerfully, naturally occurring estrogen in the human body, right? That's an estrogen, the most powerful one. It's 10 times as powerful as the second most powerful. Boron decreases that. And it also will indirectly boost your testosterone as well. I'll tell you how. Now, why does that matter? What is free testosterone? I said increasing free testosterone. Testosterone in our body exists in two sort of modes, right? It's bound or it's free. The free one can actually enter directly into the cell. It's the one that actually acts as the steroid hormone. But unfortunately, the free testosterone only accounts for 1 to 2% of your total testosterone, right? What does it mean that it's a steroid hormone? Let's recap. It enters directly into the cell without needing to be let in through a transporter, right? So it causes a change in the expression of your genes without needing to be let in, without, daddy saying, okay, you can go, you can't, right? It makes you better in every single possible fucking way. So we want to increase that. Boron will increase that. The other one, so the one that is bound to something called sex hormone binding globulin, SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. That one needs to be let in through a transporter called megalin. And, obviously the transporter will dictate the concentrations and stuff. It's going to say, oh, that's too much. We're not going to let in. Fuck the transporter. We want to have free testosterone. Boron increases that. Now, what's my authority on the subject? When I was 17, I looked like this, whatever, I set off as a quest, as my life's purpose to fix that. I spent years trying educating myself, then trying every single diet, except for vegan and vegetarian, trying every single legal supplement, trying every single fucking workout split, doing months and months without ejaculating, semen retention. Fucking doing 3 cold showers a day, 100-hour fast, bro. Every single thing I could possibly try, I did. Now I have caveman level testosterone, 1,500 nanograms per deciliter. If you want to do the same, I'm giving you one by one the tools I used, right? Make your own toolbox, with whatever you think is good, and use it, and tell your fucking friends. And before we begin, hit the subscribe button as well, so, because shadow banning, YouTube doesn't like testosterone, misogynist, whatever. So, usually on this channel, we don't do studies, right? I'm not the wannabe, little scientist and stuff that, sits down in his little chair, pulling out research papers, highlighted abstracts, and no, that's not what we do. I'll leave that to the others. We do actual protocols, right? What fucking worked on me, bro, it'll work on you. So, but every rule is meant to be broken. And today is one of these tremendous days. So there's this amazing study. I don't know how to pronounce it. Nagy et al. Right? No, there's no dot here, just et al. It's 2011. And this study, what they basically did was they gave to a group of men, relatively large group of men, they gave 10 milligrams boron to a relatively large group of men for 7 days. And they wanted to see what the results would be. Now, after 7 days, this is what happened. Number one, 28% increase, right? Increase in free testosterone. Remember what I said before? What is free testosterone? That's the one that actually acts as a steroid hormone. It gets into the cell and causes you to become a better fucking man in every single way. I'm not going to sell you how it works. You don't need to be sold. 28% increases free testosterone. Number two, it decreases by 39% decrease estradiol. What is estrogen? It's not, estrogen isn't the opposite of testosterone. Estrogen is needed even in the male body, libido, bone mass, all these things. But bro, decreasing the most powerful estrogen in the body, when all we want to do is avoid fucking estrogenics and decrease the plastics and, use gray soap so we don't get those fucking fragrances from the other soaps that fuck up our hormones, that's tremendous, especially now, in the current world we live in. where there's too much estrogen. Number 3, overall pro-inflammatory cytokines, right? But I'm going to talk about interleukin-6 because that's like the most prevalent one. Everyone knows interleukin-6, decreased by 44%. 44%. What is this? What is a pro-inflammatory cytokine? It's basically a molecule which signals inflammation to the body. I said in the beginning of this video that it also will, boron will actually increase indirectly your total testosterone. How it does that? That's one of the first mechanisms. Inflammation is actually an inhibition to your testosterone production. Why? When you have your nuts, your balls, when they're inflamed, it reduces the signaling to produce testosterone. So naturally, less inflammation means more testosterone. Obviously, inflammation is needed because when you work out, you cause genetic changes to like epigenetic changes. Inflammation is part of that process, of that cascade. That's what causes you to grow. You know what I mean? But we want to decrease, especially chronic inflammation, and boron will do that. That's 10 milligrams. So that's mechanism number 1 of indirectly increasing testosterone. What's mechanism number 2? So this will be like mechanism number 1. Another thing that boron does, now we're going to talk about first principles, because in fact, we don't know the first principles of what boron does. The first principles we don't know. We just know that it happens. We don't know, in fact, that the national sort of association of, the fucking skinny necks, the scientists and all these little doctors and these dickheads that make research papers that are funded by Nestle and fucking McDonald's and all these dickheads. Basically, they say that boron isn't even an essential nutrient. So they don't even have like eat 3 milligrams. They don't say that. They just, if you eat it, good. If you don't eat it, it doesn't matter. That's how they acted. But when you look at first principles thinking, what boron will actually do is it'll increase, right? It'll increase the amount of zinc, Zn2+, that gets absorbed in gut, right? It increases the bioavailability of zinc. More zinc in the bloodstream means more zinc that's able to be used. And zinc is one of the most important minerals for testosterone. The second one, it decreases how much magnesium is actually pissed and sweat away, right? So it decreases how much zinc is shot away, right? If you want to say it like this. And it decreases the amount of Mg2+ waste. Let's just say waste, right? How much of it is sweat and pissed away. It does that through a hormone, which is also, by the way, an estrogen. So that's why if you look up like how do you supplement boron, what are the protocols, the doses, they will say that it's good to supplement like high doses, but cycle it, because you don't want to have that estrogen too much in your body. You want to like make your body not produce that much estrogen, right? That's how they do. So magnesium wasted is decreased, the amount of zinc that is absorbed is increased, so you shit of it less. And this is kind of like our mechanism number 2 of indirectly increasing T, and mechanism number 3 of indirectly increasing T. So these are the mechanisms. Now, I said 10 milligrams of boron for 7 days in these men, right? And we had these effects, free testosterone, estradiol. But is that a lot or is that little? Now, when I was at peak bulk a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago really, I was eating about 4,000 to 4,500 calories, right? Of like tremendous amounts of cheese, of meats, of eggs, fruit, honey, everything, man. Tremendous amounts. I was consuming 350 grams of protein, like 300 grams of fats almost. Bro, I was only getting 3.24 milligrams boron in a diet that had, let's say, approximately 4,400 kilocalories, right? That's a shit little. That's so little, man. That's 10 milligrams supplementation. I was getting 3.24 in a fucking diet that's double what most people eat. Do you know what I mean? All that to say, there's not a lot of boron in foods. There's not a lot of boron in foods. If you want to get these effects, in my opinion, you have to supplement. Now, I'm going to show you on screen the 10 most, let's say, leverageful foods, right? Here you have it, take a look. But like, if you analyze that shit, yeah, avocado is great, like fucking hell, eat avocado. But who the fuck eats raisins? Do you know what I mean? And who the fuck eats like grapes? And even if you like grapes, because I love grapes as well. In fact, I ate grapes yesterday. But bro, you have to eat like a kilogram of grapes a day to get the boron. Do you know what I mean? Like, take the fucking pill. So it's up to you, but this, I think it's a no-brainer. If you can afford it, boron isn't cheap. It's not like expensive either, but it's like, it's not zinc or D3, which is basically like dirt cheap. I believe it's worth it. I believe it's worth it. What I do now, this is all that. Let's talk about my protocol. I'm the one with a fucking caveman level testosterone. If you want to do that as well, what I like to do is this. I always say this in every video. I do five days yes, 2 days no, on all supplements. All subs, right? That includes boron. So I take boron 5 days per week, 2 days no. And the dose I take, boron, it's 9 milligrams. I take 9 milligrams a day for 5 days and nothing for the 2 days. That's how I do it. Now, what's the protocol? First meal of the day when I break your fast. Why? Because your body is most efficient at using those nutrients, at absorbing those nutrients, right? Your body is the best when you break a fast. It upregulates enzymes and stuff. Your body basically overcompensates. You want to take all your supplements with the first meal, boron included, and make sure that the first meal doesn't have plants, legumes, leafy greens, the gay shit, the fucking grains and all these things that rabbits eat. Don't have that, because those things, they have anti-nutrients, they have anti-minerals, they have actual minerals which decrease the blocking of other minerals. They make it so that when you eat like grains that have a lot of magnesium and potassium, that shit isn't absorbed well. The bioavailability is very low because the gut is like not damaged, but it's like inhibited. Do you know what I mean? It's like inhibited. So make sure, first meal of the day, fuck ton of eggs, cheese, meat, fruits. Fruits are fine. They don't have that anti-minerals and phytoestrogens and all that shit. And these things. So we're done. We talked about what it does. This is the study. You want to get these benefits. You want a decrease in pro-inflammatory cytokines. You have a 39 decrease in estradiol. You have a 28% increase in free testosterone after 7 days. The protocol, it's up to you. This is my protocol. This is what I do. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but this is what I recommend you do. The dose is 9 milligrams. It is quite expensive because usually you have one pill is 3 milligrams. On the box, it's going to say that take 1 pill a day. I'm telling you to take 3. So all that. But we're basically done. Now, for the ones who have stayed, this is a quite short video, which I think is a good thing, because that means that you didn't get bored. But for the ones that have stayed, I always say this, like, if you want to take that shit on steroids, if you don't want to spend years of your life experimenting and you just want to like make habits now and spend 3 months to build the fundamentals for the rest of your life, and in 2 years live the life you want to live because of the shit you did now, there's a link below. It's a link to my calendar. You book a 30-minute call with me. We talk, we get to know each other. We see like what bottlenecks you have, what you're struggling with the most. And if I see that, if we like each other, obviously, and if I see that you have the, the required character traits, whatever, basically I can, if I see that I can help you, I'm going to make you an offer. So if you're interested in that, the link's below. Like I always say, it's cliche, it's fucking cringe for me to say this, but it's the truth. I've beat so many fucking demons, not only like testosterone and stuff from looking like a woman to caveman levels, but like spiritual stuff, like psychology, like various fucking sexual repressions and mommy issues and all this stupidity. And do you know what I mean? Like, bro, it took me years to become a functioning human being. And I think the way I did it is the best, because I incorporate everything. I incorporate the spirituality, I incorporate the psychology, and most important, I incorporate the biochemistry, the neurobiology and stuff, first principles thinking. Because like I always say, biochemistry drives behavior. So enough of being said. If you think that, if you're interested, the link's below. If not, you can just continue watching these videos, because I release these videos for now twice a week with bangers. with groundbreaking information, and packaged in such a way that I change your life. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Like, what the fuck? And tell your mates, because your mates, if your mates are interested in this, tell them, because no fucking channel does it the way I do. Anyways, bro, I'll see you later. Bye bye.